listen, we were out-pitched and out-executed at the plate today. They fought for every pitch against these two guys. Good Lord, fouled off probably at least 50 balls. They did a better job at the plate fighting to get pitches to hit, and our hitters didn't do it today. We've traditionally done that. And O'Brien kid, that's the difference for them. He pitched a heck of a game for them. He actually pitched today. The times we'd seen him, he'd been a little bit wild, but he had pitched. He pitched, did a good job for him.
Knowing that you had seen him before, and like you said, he was a little bit wild, your mindset whenever you saw that he was the guy that was throwing for Jesuit?
Listen, they've got 3 very good arms. And in high school baseball, as a coach, you have to make decisions. You're in it to win it. And you're not in it to come in second place. If you lose today, great. Our outlook was to go right at Jesuit with our top 2. And, you know, trainer closed it out for them. It's been interesting coming in there in the end. But as a coach, you look at it that way, you got to roll the dice.
Where had you seen O'Brien before?
We'd seen some highlight YouTube. Hey, we live in the electronic information. I mean, Facebook, YouTube. It's the greatest coaching tool available now. I know I'm an old geezer, but we can get out there and look.
For either of the players, I mean, when you knew that they weren't throwing their ace, did you guys kind of, I mean, do you take that personally, or are you kind of happy because you feel you might have a better chance against him than McCullers?
Yeah, of course we were happy going in, facing 85 miles an hour instead of 95. So, like, we were up for that, but he just hit his spots and came ready to pitch.
How'd you feel out on the mound today?
I mean, I felt good, just like Coach Sim said, like, they were battling. Like, they were battling the whole game, 2 strikes, fouling pitches off until they got their pitch and just putting it in play, and they did a good job of that.
How much does that frustrate you as a pitcher when you go so deep in the count like that?
Yeah, that's the worst thing. You don't want that to happen, but they just battled and battled, came out on top.
In the first inning, it seemed like things maybe were going to go your way. You got the strikeout with the pass ball to get the runner on first, and you had the error that led to a run later that inning. Did you think at all like maybe this was our day when you saw those, you know, a couple of misplays from Jesuit?
We got on the bus coming down here with full intentions of it was our day. We respect Jesuit. There's a great deal of tradition. A lot of players back from Alan Chapman that pitched at Florida, and Nick Ferrier that was a catcher at Jesuit. So I mean, there's a lot of respect there. But you got to beat them in these type games, in this type setting. And our kids took that challenge and very proud of it. But yeah, we're off to a fast start. We wanted a cricket number in the first inning. That way it puts a little pressure back over on them. And like I said, they're hitters that whole time in that second and third inning. Did the job. And Bierman and Alonso are tough outs.
In the 5th, got it to 4-2. It looked like you maybe were about to rally, make a little comeback, then they come right back, get 2 more in the next inning. I mean, how much did that kind of demoralize the bench when you're right on the cusp of making that comeback and then to see them put 2 more up?
Handling the rock, as we call it up Brooksville way. I mean, you come in there and you have a good pitched inning. That's why we went ahead with JT at that stage as well. I mean, Sinback and Brett got out of it, but I mean, you want to keep it 4-2 because anything can happen in the last 6 outs of a high school baseball game because you're dealing with teenagers. It doesn't matter what team you're coaching. And you want to put your team in that situation with 6 outs to go where you have a tying situation at the plate every time it happens. And that's all we were trying to do. We were not successful in closing it out and keeping it that close. But we were right where, you know, after jumping on them and then getting behind, we were right where this team wanted to be.
Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, it always seems, you know, and you as a player experience this too, but Jesuit and Tampa Catholic kind of always in the way. Coming in, you know, because of the Jesuit aura and because of their history and everything, do you try to diffuse that? Did you guys feel like you were coming in on even terms to a certain extent, or did you know that you'd have to have a great game?
we knew we'd have to play a clean game for our coaching staff. Now, our kids, in the history of the program, I mean, you go in, you upset TC in the regular season and lose to them in district championship. But here we had to play a clean game, and we had to grab the lead and have our pitchers. If our pitchers could have turned the tide against their hitters, but again, their entire lineup. I mean, Leto at the top, who'd been hurt, I guess, for them, and Chacon, Martin, those guys down at the bottom. Everybody was getting in there and battling. We preach and coach that as a team, but our kids today experienced a team that actually executed and performed, and that was the main difference.
Fred, you pitched for Springstead last year against Armwood in the playoffs and lost, and they hit you pretty good. Is there anything different you notice about Hillsborough County? I know it's just 2 teams, but do you feel like they do anything particular that you guys don't see during the year, or is it?
Well, they have a better competition out in Tampa, and they're always ready to go. Facing better competition, you always come in better prepared, and they just came in and hit.
Guys, I know the end is so sudden, it's hard to reflect back on things, but just talk about what this season has meant to each one of you.
Coming in, I was kind of nervous to see what would happen. But as I sit here today and look back, it's definitely the ideal senior season. I couldn't have asked for it any other way. Surrounded by such great support, community, teammates, everything, top to bottom, it was one fun ride, and I loved it, and I'll always remember it. We had a whole bunch of transfers come in, and our goal the whole year was to come in and be state champions, and we're 1 game away from it, but it was a fun ride, and just like JT said, couldn't ask for a better senior year.
Coach, your thoughts?
We can listen. It was a privilege to coach 2 athletes that are left and right of it, and they'll be very successful. And they're starting a journey down the same journey that I took to play in the SEC. I went to Florida Junior College, and it's tough. You go to junior college, you gotta bring your lunch pail every day and be prepared to play. And that in itself is Hillsborough baseball. It's the mecca of high school baseball in the state of Florida. McGriff, Boggs, Sheffield. Bronson Royals from Brooksville. He was born in Key West. I hear that from his dad all the time. Mike Walker is from Chicago, but he played baseball in Brooksville, and so did these kids. And it was a pleasure. And I'm gonna miss them, and it's only natural. But we'll be seeing them play somewhere in the future because they have it from the top down, as I say. They have it between their ears, on and off the field. And that's what the FHSAA is all about, is that. And that's what we try to do. Not afraid of competition, and we get on the bus and be on time. It was fun.